So I've really enjoyed it. I mean, there's even a tiny, tiny piece of me that's going to miss these. But it's very tiny.
Very tiny.
If you have any questions, please give us a call. Although if you use the Hillside directory, my wife's phone number's in there, so she probably can't answer questions about council, but she has a great no-peak pork chop recipe.
I love those. That's great.
All right.
Thanks.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to these. Pastor Ron was unable to attend the meeting. We have a special guest, Nicole, which we'll talk to at the end of the update. And by the way, unlike Pastor Ron's high school career, this absence was excused. And I understand you're being hosted by the Koopmans. Mm-hmm. Tell us how awful it is with John, because he's so mean and inconsiderate.
The Koopmans are great.
Oh,
and
okay.
You got one little waft on your hair. Do you mind?
There we go. Hair and makeup complete.
Let's see.
We need more, but
If we average that out over the last 10 times, that means it's about 0.1 second of hair and makeup.
Not a budget on it.
no, he wishes there were.
I do not.
This is it. You have to stop. You can stop paycheck. Giving me paychecks. I mean, this is it. Hello, Hillside. Lou Northhouse here with Pastor Ron to talk about our May 19 council meeting and the updates from that meeting. Once again, the land use planning team was a big part of the meeting. Ken Tamling came in and gave us a rundown on, the 4 listening sessions that we had with the congregation, and the opportunities that the congregation had to ask questions and provide some feedback. In general, the themes that the land use planning team came away with were, the team's work is appreciated and it seems like it's heading in the general direction. That's the feedback that they heard. There's a more general understanding of, with all the options, what, land would be left and what we could potentially do with it in the future and stuff like that. So the flexibility is more known after those meetings. There was discussion about how our land might serve the community, right? The things that were needed by the community, and Ken and the team went through a lot of those. There's some general agreement on one of some of the biggest needs are housing in our area and childcare. There was some feedback to the land use planning team to lean even more into what we're called to as Christians to use that land. So they really took that feedback.
Yeah, and I'll jump in here a second because I really appreciated the number of folks who said, hey, we're not a business selling land who's trying to maximize profit. We have a resource. What are we going to do with it? And I just really appreciate having folks continually think about that and be aware of that.
Yeah. And then there was some general discussion about, if we do sell part of the land, what potentially would we do with the funds, right?
Yeah.
There was general discussion about that. The land use planning team, after those meetings, did do some further inquiries into some of the things that were brought up. Those were senior care was one of the topics that was discussed. The team did reach out to some senior care entities around here, and the need for them right now really isn't land; it's their high costs. So money is their concern, and also where they find workers.
Yeah,
right?
staffing
is
is
huge for them. So it's not really land. So our land doesn't really play into.
They were not jumping up and down about the possibility of being able to have some more land. They said it's trying to find a way to make it accessible and affordable.
Yep. Again, there's talk of child care on a portion of it, based on the feedback to lean more again into our Christian perspective and whatnot. There was advice about can we make it more of a Christian child care if something like that exists. So they did reach out to some local Christian schools to see if daycare associated with them might be something they're interested in. So they got some more information on that. And then there was talk about parks, right? Could that be a potential possibility? But again, there's not much there's no appetite for parks, additional parks, from either Gaines Township or Kent County.
Yeah,
So,
they were not interested in adding it. We had talked about an all accessibility park, and so what we'll talk with some of the folks that who have a real passion for that, about saying there's some that are partially accessible, but the possibility of maybe being a part of helping them to become fully accessible. But Gaines and Kent County kind of said, yeah, we don't need another one right there.
yeah.
Seemed to be their take on it.
So council asked the land use planning team to do a couple things. One, further explore that Christian daycare option to see if that might have some real legs versus just a normal commercial daycare. And then the second thing is we asked them to get into or develop a letter of intent with Eastbrook Homes and ICCF. Eastbrook Homes and ICCF appear to be the most aligned with how we think we can help the community by providing a portion of attainable housing. And ICCF is you've talked about it, right? It's a pretty cool initiative that they have going.
Yeah, they've again had this opportunity, and what we've entered into is a non-binding agreement. We should make sure that's clear.
Yep.
But they are seeking to say, how do they impact housing, not just in the inner city, but in the suburban area, and how might that impact then other places? And so that's been a real emphasis of theirs the last couple of years of getting ready to do that. And they're still really waiting for, they've got a couple of things that are potentially happening. And so, they're very excited about the possibility, and we'll see if it works.
Yeah, so that letter of intent gives them a time frame to do some more due diligence, to see what really works, right? To get more details to it instead of the kind of napkin sketch that they have. They have an idea that they think will work. So helps them figure out the details, and then we will have a decision point probably into the fall.
Yeah.
About what, if anything, to do next. We need to do anything. If that's what we decide, decide. But we'll have a lot clearer picture of what the options are after they do a little bit more work.
Yep. So. And again, anything that would involve selling any of the land would be a congregational vote. And so, and one of the things that I think was important to a number of folks is to say, with any of the things we're looking at, the building plans that we had in place in 2019, there's room for any of those if we do any of the things we're talking about for all of that building stuff. Yep. So, we're not, we don't want to regret and not be able to do what we had planned to do at one point. So.
Yep. So that was the land use planning update.
And I think just from my end as well, I was just really I thought I was proud, if I can be, and maybe it's I was just really happy with the way the congregation and the meetings, people being able to talk about difficult stuff that can often be divisive between groups or individuals, because there's good options, good ideas. None of them are clearly right and wrong, and so. But there was just a good tone at the meeting, so people willing to throw out ideas and listen to ideas, and so that's just that doesn't happen everywhere. Yeah. And I am thankful when it happens. Mm-hmm. It's a good gift. So in that meeting, we also went on, and one of the things we had to do is we had to affirm the decisions of the congregational meeting, and just the structure of the council has to do that. And so, again, there were two main things. One is that the budget that was recommended was passed, and so we thank you for that. And again, your faithfulness in giving. Lou will talk about finances in a minute. And then also the selection of office bearers. And so I want to just make sure I get this right, but thank you to those who are stepping down. Lou, you've been on for 4 years. And
I think so, yeah.
And so thank you for your service, and especially the last year being the council president. So thank you for that. Greg Skur has served as a shepherd leader elder and has completed his term. Allison Reefer with a children's ministry elder. So thanks to Greg and Allison. And then some of the service leaders, John Lau, Dick Post, Nick Herder. Thank you to each one of them for their service. And then as shepherd leaders, Kim Deephouse, Kara Hoffman, and Lori DeBoer have all completed their service. To fill those spots, we have these people selected. Ron Apol was selected to be the president of council, and so we're excited about that. Matt Brower will be the shepherd leader elder, and Andrea Kelly will be the children's ministry elder. Service leaders, Peter Closter, Ellen Decker, and Ron and Marty Jingles were selected to those positions. And then the shepherd leaders, Linda Fields, Kathy Timmer, and Sue Wheelard are going to be filling out those positions. And so thank you to those who've served. Welcome to those who are coming on board, and we're praying that it's a good experience for you. So we affirmed the meeting, the congregational meeting decisions. And then we also did something that we do at least once a year, and that is just take some time for what we would call mutual encouragement. We want to check in with everybody on the council to say, are we doing okay? Are we making wise decisions in a way that people can listen and talk to each other? Is anybody feeling like they're not having an opportunity to reflect on something or being steamrolled on anything? And it was really affirming. I think the group felt like that we were in a good place with getting good information, and there's always a dance between council and staff and kind of significant teams at the church of trying to make sure that everybody, and it was good for me to hear the council say, yeah, if they feel like they get enough information to make good decisions, but they also trust the people who are bringing them that information. And so, again, it's a very gifted group of folks, and it's so interesting to see just the different gifts that people bring with something, like the land use team and other issues. God brings together different pieces, and people bring those gifts, and it helps us serve well. Mm-hmm. So that was, I think, a good time of just encouraging each other and, saying that we're where we ought to be with that.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Next, Andy gave us an update on the finances. It was the end of the fiscal year is May, so we're almost just days away, right? So this meeting was partway into May, and he was able to report another good positive finance report. We were $42,000 ahead of budgeted giving, expected giving. So that's great, and I think it's cool. Also, we're about $160,000 ahead of last year.
Yeah.
So both great things. We're very thankful for your stewardship of God's resources, and we look forward to another year supported by you of incredible ministries at Hillside.
Yeah, and it really is. Again, those are financial numbers, but just to see just the good things that happen in terms of ministries with young people and kids and the young adults and women's ministries and men, and just such a cool thing. And so thank you for supporting all of those ministries. And then once again, a little plug, a little push for Vacation Bible School, Kids Camp coming up. We're getting there. It's Kids Camp time when Krista Noyes has 700 toilet paper rolls in her office, and she's doing something with them. I don't know what. But yeah, that's coming up. It's going to be June 15 to 18. We ask that you keep it in prayer, and we also ask that, again, if you have neighborhood kids, some kids who don't go to church, we've seen some fruit from that in recent years of people whose family didn't go to church at all, but they came through VBS and then joined the church later on. So God works through this.
Yeah, incredible.
So, wonderful. Thanks. And again, Lou, thanks for all you've done.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's been a great year. Even Mary gave devotions, I think, at the beginning council. And one of the things that she mentioned was how blessed we are at Hillside to have such aligned leadership and directors and congregation. It makes the council's job, it's very enjoyable, right? It's just very rewarding to be able to participate in something like Hillside. So I've really enjoyed it. There's even a tiny, tiny piece of me that is going to miss these. But it's very tiny.
Very tiny.
But Ron, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks. And blessings.
Blessings to you, and please give us a call. I'm still available if anything comes up, if we can help in anything. Thank you.